What's up, everybody? Smyers here. Today I want to make the pad synth and lead to Places to Be by Fred again, Anderson Paak, and Chica. What I'm going to do is show you how to make that in Serum. I also tried to come up with some ideas for making the lead in the song, but I wasn't really close on kind of nailing down the actual sound. I feel like it's some kind of grand piano sound or some pluck, but here is what I came up with, and I'll just play it with the track. Let me show you how I made that one really quickly before I get into the pad synth. Now I have these two notes overlapping. Then when I go to the envelope, go to the pitch bend, I have a pitch bend on these two notes at the end of the note, this last note. Let me solo that. And that's what pitch bend down sounds like. Now, in order to get that really choppy, fast rhythm, what you can do is use an arpeggiator, and that's what I'm doing. I'm using an arpeggiator. And it almost has like a triplet vibe. Now, what you could do is you could put it onto the notes and do like a triplet note. And I feel like it was kind of like a triplet note in the song, but I also felt like the rate changed for each of the notes. And I'm not sure if it was exactly a triplet. So what I ended up doing is automating it. And for these notes, it gets a bit slower. Now I feel like when he's playing it, he might have a keyboard that has MPE, which is MIDI polyphonic expression. And that allows you to press on a key, and then whatever you press, and like if you press and hold on a key, which he's doing for these notes, and if you press a little bit harder, then it could make it louder, it could do different things, and you can assign what it does depending on how hard or soft you press a note. So maybe he's doing something where as he presses harder on the key, it changes the rate or it makes it louder. Because I noticed some like variations in the velocity as well for these two notes. And that's why I have this automation here, and then also just like the automation for the gain, because it sounds like it swells up and it's a bit quieter than the first note. So that's why I had to automate it. And I'm just guessing what he did for this lead because it doesn't sound like a synthesized sound. I don't know what he used. It sounded like a sample. I just found the sample from Splice, like a one shot of a C note on a grand piano. Let me go ahead and take off the effects, and I'll play it by itself without the arpeggiator. So just like a grand piano sound. Then I put on the arpeggiator. Then didn't use that. Got on some compression, OTT to make it brighter. Auto pan, so it kind of pans back and forth. Bit of EQ. And then I have a quarter note ping pong delay and some reverb. And that's it without the echo and reverb. So that's for that lead sound. I don't think the sound itself is like similar to the track enough. I probably need to like try and find what sample he used. But that's kind of like the idea behind that lead. Now for this synth sound, I do think it sounds pretty similar. The pad sound, I think it sounds pretty similar to the track. So let me go ahead and just break down how I made this pad sound now. Now for this pad sound, let's initialize this preset, and it is going to be, let's just play it with one saw wave. Getting those chords right is important. I hope I got close enough on those chords. Let me just raise up this unison to 7, lower this detune. I'll keep the level at 75. Oscillator B, let's raise this up 1 octave, adjust this fine tuning a tiny bit, but lower the level to 50%. And I'll do the same thing on the unison and the detune to about 0.2. And then I want to add some movement to the pitch. And what I can do is go to my LFO1 set this rate to 1 bar. Alpha 1, assign this to the fine tuning on my oscillator A, and I'll do that to 10, so it's very subtle. Because the chords sound a bit wavy to me, like there's like some kind of movement happening. And then I'll add on the alpha NZ noise, leave it at 25. Let me go ahead and go to my envelope 1, slow down this attack so it is a bit softer on each of the note hits. Then I need to filter off the top end. It's a bit bright, so let's go ahead and filter off the top end, turning the filter on for A, B, and N for noise, and I'll leave it on this MG Low 12 filter, raise up this cutoff to 3 to 4 kilohertz. Raise up that resonance a bit, raise up the drive a bit. Now let's go on to the effects. I'll add on the soft clip distortion, setting this drive to about 50% and mix to 30 to 40%. Takes off some of that top end again. Then the chorus, I have the chorus pretty bright, pretty high in the mix. 85% of the sound is the chorus. And I just played around with the rates because this is what I was saying. I want the sound to be a bit wavy, and this, having the chorus really high on the mix, allowed me to kind of create some of that waviness. You can hear that phasing now that happens with the synth. And then after that, because he has kind of like a 808 style bass playing, I added a pretty steep low cut, so cutting off almost up to like 500 hertz. That is how you make the pad synth do places to be. I will put the serum preset in my Patreon, and then also hopefully those tips on remaking the lead sound will help you if you want to make a lead that is similar to this song. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. And if you'd like to check out any of my serum preset packs, head on over to store.smyers.com.